It is that time of the year again. Rain and storm season. We are currently kind of at the beginning of a quote-unquote storm. They're stating 40-50 mile an hour wind gusts with continuous rain today all through the night. So we are gonna see how this all goes and how this pans out. And me not having a roof over the containers really sucks when it doesn't stop raining and it's just continuous. But we've got a few things to get done regardless of the weather. We have King of Elbe coming up very soon. I don't really have too much to get prepped for that other than getting food and the normal stuff that we need for a camping and wheeling trip. I'm gonna do a good once over on the Dakota and make sure it's good, and then right before we go I'm gonna take the cover off and see how the cover did on keeping the camper dry. So just some small things here and there for King of Elbe. Not sure if King of Elbe is going to be multiple videos or whatnot, but I want to keep going on the Ramcharger, and I've got to get the metal to start making the frame. But before I can get the metal to make the frame, I've got to get this frame out of here so I have room to easily work. And without the rear axle, it's a little hard to roll. So I'm probably gonna try to kind of put the rear axle back in this thing and get this frame moved over there. The frame will get used for who knows what, scrap metal or making little parts or stuff. It'll get chopped up. But the front axle and the leaf springs will get used for the Toyota back here to do the solid axle swap. And I have a 9-inch housing and a third member somewhere back here that I've kind of indirectly cut up. This guy right here, I have the other side tube, so I need to put that thing back together, cut it to the size I need. We're gonna use that for the rear end because I already have the axles, and this is just gonna be more of a daily snow rig. So we still gotta do the motor and axles and all that stuff. So that will be hopefully sooner than later. It'll probably be done before this thing gets done, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. But as of right now, name of the game is to double check everything for King of Elbe, make sure everything's good, and move that frame. All right, it is the next morning. The quote-unquote storm passed through, and new game plan. I'm going to throw a jack under the center section right here of the frame, see if we can't lift it up, back the trailer underneath the front tires, and just back the trailer underneath this, and then we're going to drag it and put it over there, and then we can get this front axle out and have the frame just out of the way. So that's the plan, and we're gonna see how it goes. So this is what we got going on right now. Got two straps just holding it forward. It's hanging off, but all I need to do is pull out and then back into the other gate over here and drop it right down there. So we'll get this done and out of the way and make some room so we can get the new square tube for the new frame. Frame's out of the way. Now we got all this room for activities. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking measurements of generally what I need. I'm gonna have to wait until later this week to order up the 2x3 square tube that I need for the frame. So I'm gonna take some measurements, but before we do that, need to go over this thing and make sure we are ready for King of Elbe, because that is next weekend. Gotta find the keys, and of course they're not in here. We got some power. little slow, but she started. Oh, yeah. Check the coolant. It could use a little bit, but it's not horrible. I'm gonna be going to B&R to go grab a mirror because mine is broken. Because she is horrible at spotting. Just a joke.
Here's a kitty! Oh, he's running. Wait, no, be my friend! Okay, bye, have a great day.
And we're back. No luck on the mirror, but we had to run some other errands anyways, so B&R didn't have it. Not that big of a deal. I'll find one when I find one, and if I can, I'll try to find the ones that fold, so hopefully they have a better chance of not breaking off, but we'll see. Not that big of a deal, but everything on the Dakota is pretty much good to go. The trailer's good to go. The camper should be good to go. Might be a few things we have to do the day before, but gonna get a few other things ready, and I'm gonna start working on the Ramcharger. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this area prepped to start working on the body, to get the body prepped for the frame. And the idea is that I'm gonna be Frenching the frame into the body. So I'm gonna be making the frame, as of right now, 38 inches wide. That's the width of the base part for the stock frame, and it basically comes to the edge right about here on both sides. So I'm going to be doing some cutting and running it all the way down and welding it to the body. And the idea is the cage will get tied in over the roof, down through, sealed up, and then both sides, this bottom panel will get cut off all the way back, both sides Frenched into the body and Frenched and tied into essentially the frame. So this will be basically a buggy without just using panels on a fully tubed chassis. That's the idea anyways. And then we're gonna have bars that will come out through here and make a whole front end that ties into the high-rised frame, and then the fenders will be used as skins. And I'll try to tie the grill and everything else, the headlight buckets. We're gonna see how this goes. So I'm just gonna get this area set up real quick so I can start getting some stuff done. Remember that time I said I wasn't going to be going underneath this thing on the jacks? Yeah, I think I lied to myself. Not that I'm not going to figure a way out for it to be a better situation, but to be honest, I think this thing's a lot more stable than I'm giving it credit for. Hasn't fallen yet, and I've opened and closed the doors and everything, but I guess we'll see. But this is my humble abode, at least for now, to work on this thing, lay the wood down, and be able to roll around underneath here. So the idea is to basically come next to where all these body mounts were and measure off 38 inches between, which comes basically right beside all of the body mounts all the way down. And I'm probably going to be cutting into these sections right here and French the 2x3 up in there, and we're gonna see what else we are going to cut out. I'm not sure exactly what these pieces are for, but the rock sliders will get cut up, or I should say the boat sides, because these whole sections, I'm not sure how far back I'm going, but these sections will be cut out and I will get the piece of steel I need for there. Those will come over either straight wherever it meets up with the frame, and those will get tied in one way or another. But I got to figure out how I'm gonna go about getting all of these bolts out of here, because they are no longer welded in place. So yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get those out. And then start cleaning up the underside of this thing, which is gonna be extremely fun to do. To get all this gunk off of there, all of that gunk, and prep the whole entire underside of this thing, because I plan on also possibly spraying the underside of this thing with some type of truck bed liner at some point. So we'll see where we get with that. I might just start with cleaning up the sections that I absolutely need to for the frame, and then come back later on and maybe wire wheel everything. I'm gonna get a full face shield for that one, because that is going to be messy. But I gotta figure out the best way to get these body mount bolts out first. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning all of this up, and then start wire wheeling down the areas that I think the frame's gonna go, so I can start marking everything out in preparation of getting the material that I need. Welcome to the new home of the Ramcharger. Got a really high-end strapping system, 150 bucks, Harbor Freight. I think this will do for the time being. It'll at least keep me dry. That's all that matters. Well, just like old times, got a call and we are going to do a late night snow run. Don't do these very often anymore, but had a few buddies call me and we are going to High Rock. We are just going to be taking the Toyota and we are going to go have a grand old time. Gotta get some video. Careful, my truck. Don't you hit my truck. Just floor it, you'll be fine. What? Just floor it, you'll be fine. The old Toyota gangs. Got all three Toyotas up here, going up to the playground area. Definitely a little bit of snow.